Anita Ward is number one this date in 1979 with Ring My Bell. 1990 is next. This is Radio 2 and the BBC Sounds app on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 2 o'clock. This is Anthony Birchley. Railway companies have warned that millions of people will be affected by the largest strike action on Britain's network in over 30 years. The RMT union says more than 50,000 workers will walk out for 3 days next week after talks about pay, jobs and conditions broke down. The Labour Party leader, Sir Keir Starmer, says the government isn't doing enough to resolve the issue.
I want all the parties around the negotiating table, even at this late hour, to resolve this. But like the British public, I'm frustrated because the government is sitting it out. It's not lifting a finger to resolve these strikes. I don't want the strikes to go ahead. The Prime Minister does want the strikes to go ahead. He wants the country to grind to a halt so he can feed off the division.
The Prime Minister says government plans to electronically tag some asylum seekers will stop them from vanishing into the rest of the country. The Home Office said the scheme would help to monitor those who cross the channel in small boats or in the back of lorries. The Refugee Council said it was appalling that people who'd fled war and persecution should be treated as criminals. The former head of UK Border Force, Tony Smith, said the policy won't apply to everyone.
And as I understand, the criteria won't be for everybody. It will only be for those people that have already been detained for removal, and then even then the decision will go to an immigration judge who doesn't have to issue an order to take somebody. He may do that because there may be a risk of flight, and that's the situation that exists in criminal justice systems anyway, all over the country, and equally it's very common in other countries, in my experience, including America.
Business leaders say small companies need support from the government after its new cost of living advisor urged them to do more to help customers. The co-founder of Just Eat, David Buttress, said companies should shift money away from their marketing budgets to bring down the cost of goods instead. Tina McKenzie from the Federation of Small Businesses says that plan won't work.
They don't sit on big marketing budgets. They don't have lots of people. They don't have huge investment pots. They're quite frankly living day to day, just as consumers are, and they're wondering where they're going to get finance from. Late payments is a real issue for them. So, I would like to hear more about what the government in this particular new rule can do to encourage big business to pay small business on time.
President Zelensky has visited Ukrainian soldiers in the southern port city of Mykolaiv. He met regional officials to discuss the situation there and gave out state awards. The city is regularly targeted by Russian artillery, which killed 2 people and injured 20 more yesterday. Boris Johnson says Ukraine should be given the chance to host next year's Eurovision Song Contest. Speaking after returning from the capital, Kyiv, he said the streets there were lively and the people were confident. The organisers of the contest said it would be too unsafe to hold the show there. They're in talks with the BBC about hosting it in the UK instead. That's the latest BBC News. It's 3 minutes past 2.
BBC Radio 2.
Traffic with Sally.
Thank you, Paul. South of Edinburgh, the southeast corner of the city bypass at the Sheriff Hall roundabout near Dalkeith, there's been an accident and westbound is partly blocked, causing quite a long queue as you head down to the Sheriff Hall and the A7. Now, the M62 is queuing eastbound. It's pretty bad there. 27 really is where the eastbound queue starts and it goes through to 28. If you're coming eastbound, then there's a queue from 26 back in the same area. There's an accident along that stretch between 27 and 26, somewhere along there, which is causing these big east and westbound queues along that stretch of the M62. Long queues on the M6, both sides of junction 21A, which is the exit for the M62. In Suffolk, the A12 has been closed both ways south of Lowestoft. At Kessingland, been an accident there. And on the M25, there's 2 lanes blocked anti-clockwise between junctions 30 and 29, so heading up from Lakeside towards the A127, queues there. And there was an accident earlier up near the Dartford Tunnel anti-clockwise, so there's still a queue coming round from junction 2, and it's also very slow clockwise from 9 to 15. And in central London, there are multiple road closures due to a very large demonstration, so things are being diverted around that. That's it, more in an hour.
Pick up the pops on BBC Radio 2.